Now I'd like to explain to you all the options, at least most of the options that are available in the tab called SlideShow tab. Now if you go to the SlideShow tab, this tab has got various options. The first group that is available is the Start Slideshow group. In this group you have various methods of starting your slideshow. For example, suppose if we are on the third slide and you want to start a slideshow from the beginning, so staying here on the third slide, you can start off from the beginning by clicking on this button. So I can click on this button and the presentation starts off from the beginning. So I'm going to press the escape button and come out of there. Suppose if I am on the fourth slide and I want the presentation to start off from the fourth slide, then there are actually two things I can do. I can actually go to slideshow and click on from current slide, or even this slideshow button here will start off from the current slide only. So any one of these two. I have been using the bottom one, so I'm going to use the one that's there in the slideshow menu. So that is how the slideshow will continue from the point that it was selected. Now there is an option to present your slideshow online, so you should be able to go online and present your slideshow. The other thing of importance here that I want to show you is the custom slideshow. Now what does this custom slideshow do? Let's click on it. It says custom shows. I'm going to click on this custom show and create a new custom show. What's a new custom show? Suppose if I have a PowerPoint presentation which is very big, and in every location I may not need to use all the slides for every presentation. So if I want to say use the first slide, first slide, the second slide, the fourth slide and the sixth slide, then I can select those slides and click on add here. It will add those slides into the custom show that is getting created, which you have named. If you want, you can change this name. Okay, so you can also reorder the position of the slides. So suppose 6 is here, I want 6 to be taken up before 4, so I can press the up arrow and 6 will be interchanged, or it will slide up one level. So you finalize this order and you click on OK. Once you click on OK, the custom show is saved here. And if I want, I can see that custom show by clicking on show. So that's the first slide, and from the first slide I move on to the second slide, and from the second slide it was the sixth slide. That's the noise pollution slide that was way up ahead, and then coming back into water pollution slide, and that's it. So 4 slides of the custom slideshow. This is what we had just created. So that's the custom slideshow, and whatever custom slideshow you create will be populated here. You can see it here, custom slideshow 1. Now the next option that's here is set up slideshow. So you can set up a slideshow, whether it is being presented by the speaker, that is full screen should be there, or the speaker view should be there, whether it should loop, whether escape should be working on all or not. All those things are editable here. Please do try out these options, because I'm not going to go into the detail right now, but you try out these options, and once you're comfortable with all the things that I've told you so far, you will be able to do these also. Next thing what I want to actually do is, okay, suppose in a slideshow you don't want a particular slide to be visible. For example, I do not want land pollution to come up. So I click on that particular slide and say hide slide. So you can see a small strike has come against the number of that slide. Now that is the land pollution. So after water pollution, directly noise pollution should come. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the slideshow from the beginning. That's the first slide. Then comes explanation about pollution, second slide. Then the third slide on air pollution, the fourth on water pollution, and from water I wanted directly it to go to noise pollution. A land pollution in between I have masked, or I have hidden that particular slide. So that is how you can hide a slide in a particular presentation. So at the moment I'm going to unhide it and it will come back up. Now a very important option that is available in PowerPoint is to record a slideshow. Now this is a very interesting feature. In this you can voice record every slide that you want to present, and at the same time this entire chain of presentations can be recorded in one slideshow. So that means when you play the slideshow one after the other, the whole thing gets played without any human intervention. So how to do that is what I'm going to show you right now. So for starters, I think I will hide these 3 extra slides that I had put here, because I don't want them to come up in the slideshow there. So I'm going to click and use my shift button and select all these 3 slides, and I will say hide slide. So all these 3 have got hidden, they will not be a part of what I'm going to do next. Now I go to the first slide. I need to record my voice and maybe use some annotation also. I'll just show you how it is done. So you click on record slideshow at the first slide or wherever you want to start the recording. So when you click on record slideshow, it asks you whether recording should be from the beginning or from the current slide. We wanted it from the beginning, we had come to the beginning, so I'm going to say from the beginning. And then the question asks you whether, it asks you is whether you need to record before you begin recording. Do you want to record before you select what you want to record before you begin actually recording? So do you want the slide animation timings? I'm going to say yes. Whatever I had decided on the slide animation timings, I'm going to keep that, and whether I want narration or ink or even the laser pointer on the screen. Now what happens, why this is being asked is because when you go into this record slideshow, the pointer that you see otherwise will not be visible to you. So if you are trying to point out something to the user, this pointer will not be visible when you record the slideshow. So for that you will require the laser pointer, which then can be visible even in a recorded slideshow. So that is why it is asking whether you will be requiring such a thing or not. If not, you can untick it. I'm going to leave it ticked at the moment, and we're saying going to click on start recording. Once I start recording, my PowerPoint slideshow comes up on the screen, and whatever I am saying right now is getting recorded here. You can see here. So pollution, I will say something about pollution here, and I will move the slide ahead. Once I move the slide ahead, the next slide gets populated. So the explanation about pollution comes up, and in this I'm going to explain all that is there about pollution. Maybe I'll give you what it is and the major kinds of pollution and what all other types of pollutions are there. Then I will move on to the next slide explaining about air pollution. Now I'm going to explain all about air pollution and how it has affected, say, the skies of certain cities. I'm going to explain about industries spewing out poisonous gas. At the bottom, if you see, there is a place to pick up a pen. So if you want, you can even pick up a pen or a laser pointer, and with this pen you can highlight certain things that you want. So you can annotate, you can scribble on the slide, and you can highlight certain things. So if I want to talk about air pollution, I want to talk about industrialization, I want to talk about how small the sun looks, all that can be highlighted by using this pen. When I'm done with the pen, I can go back and put my laser pointer on, which is what will be visible. So then I move on to the next slide by scrolling. It's water pollution. I explain about water pollution and all the harmful side effects. And we move on to the next slide. That's land pollution. Explain all about land pollution and the side effects. And noise pollution. And an explanation can be given here about how noise is a bad thing and how it is affecting human life. And with that we come to the last slide, almost the last slide, on plastic pollution, how plastic gets discarded in the sea and even in land where animals eat it or are coming in direct contact with it. And that is the last slide, thanking the audience. Now here what I'm going to do is, to stop this, I'm going to just press the escape key. Now when I press the escape key, no, I did not click on that button. When you see the slide, there is a speaker here, speaker symbol here. On every slide you will see a speaker symbol has got added. This is the voice that you just spoke which has got recorded for each slide. See, can you see? Every slide has got it if you have spoken there. So therefore, this is how recording of a slideshow happens. Now I'll just show it to you how this is going to take effect. Come back to the first slide and play the PowerPoint presentation right from the beginning. Watch. My PowerPoint slideshow comes up on the screen, and whatever I am saying right now is getting recorded here. You can see here. So pollution, I will say something about pollution here, and I will move the slide ahead. Once I move the slide ahead, the next slide gets populated. So the explanation about pollution comes up, and in this I'm going to explain all that is there about pollution. Maybe I'll give you what it is and the major kinds of pollution and what all other types of pollutions are there. Then I will move on to the next slide. I'm going to explain all about air pollution and how it has affected, say, the skies of certain cities. I'm going to explain about industries spewing out poisonous gas. At the bottom, if you see, there is a place to pick up a pen. So if you want, you can even pick up a pen or a laser pointer, and with this pen you can highlight certain things that you want. So you can annotate, you can scribble on the slide, and you can highlight certain things. So if I want to talk about air pollution, I want to talk about industrialization, I want to talk about how small the sun looks, all that can be highlighted by using this pen. When I'm done with the pen, I can go back and put my laser pointer on, which is what will be visible. So then I move on to the next slide by scrolling. It's water pollution. I explain about water pollution and all the harmful side effects. On to the next slide, that's land pollution. Explain all about land pollution and the side effects. Pollution, and an explanation can be given here about how noise is a bad thing and how it is affecting human life. And we come to the last slide, almost the last slide, on plastic pollution, how plastic gets discarded in the sea and even in land where animals eat it or are coming in direct contact with it. The last slide, thanking the audience. Now here what I'm going to do is, to stop this, I'm going to just press the escape key. Okay, with that we come to the end of that particular series, and as you saw, the balance slides which I had hidden were not a part of that slideshow. So this is record slideshow. You can record your voice and how long each slide should remain on the screen. That can be pre-recorded. This is a section on that.